Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Kory Cioroch, the head football coach at Walled Lake Western. How's it going?
Good, Casey. How are you, man?
Doing well. It is officially game week, and now we are getting ready for. Of course, you guys are getting ready for week one. How have the first few weeks of practice gone for you guys?
Good. I mean, it's definitely a grind. You go through the off season just waiting to get into this, and double sessions and 7 or 8 hours of football a day is obviously grueling on our kids and our coaches, but it's done for a reason, and we're excited to get the season going.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the guys that are going to be returning and some of the guys that are going to be some to watch for the Warriors this season. Let's start with the skill positions and go from there.
We return a good amount of skill position kids. Offensively, Gavin Noonan is a returnee. He's a 4-year varsity player. He hurt his collarbone week 1 last year and didn't come back until the playoff run, but made a major impact in the playoff run. He will be a running back and a wide receiver for us. Donovan Triplett is a sophomore. When Gavin was out, he came in and spelled Darius Taylor last year as a freshman as a running back. So they're going to be a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Donovan also plays some slot as well and is a really electric player. Ryan Boyce and Chase Schwerking are both returning wide receivers, along with Gavin Roberts. They've all had playing time in their career and are 3-year varsity players. And a newcomer, Jakari Anderson, is a sophomore, and he will be a contributor at wide receiver for us as well.
Okay.
And then Jackson Lippert is led our team in receiving last year, and he's going to be a quarterback for us.
All right. Let's go to the offensive and defensive line.
We return a lot of multiple year starters. Liam Vaughn, Division I level prospect, is a junior now. This is his 3rd year starting. He'll be our left tackle. Big time player. His brothers are all Division I football players. He's got a long lineage of success in football in his family. And then Ethan Baskin and Trey Dobeck are both returning offensive linemen. Trey's a tackle. Ethan Baskin's a guard. They have played since they were sophomores on varsity.
Okay. And then finally, we got linebackers and secondary.
Shane Rackner, middle linebacker. He was the returning leading tackler for us last year. He's going to be a junior. He's a captain for us. Stud player. Ethan Baskin, who I just commented on, is going to play some linebacker this year as well. We have 2 outside backers that are playing really well for us, Lucas Price and Nick Thompson, both returning varsity players, contributed last year but didn't start. And then we've got a secondary of some really talented kids. Aiden Branoff returns as a corner. Jakari Anderson, who I mentioned earlier, a newcomer, is going to play some corner. And then we have Troy Temple and Gavin Roberts at the safeties. And then Noonan and Triplett will both contribute in the defensive backfield as well.
Okay. And special teams.
Max Kirk is our kicker. He has done some really, really good things, and he's going to be a junior. I think he was 6 for 6 for field goals last year, and we're excited to have him back as well.
All right. Okay, so we've talked about the players. Now let's talk about the schedule, and it's a pretty good one so far. You look at it, just kind of talk about what kind of schedule you guys got.
Well, LVC has a lot of quality teams in it. It's going to be a really deep conference this year. We start out with, maybe one of the best teams in the LVC, Waterford Mott, loaded with talent. They got a Division I quarterback and a lot of returning starters, along with some transfer kids that are some really good players. So we start out week 1 with what we consider a championship level game.
Yeah.
The rest of the conference is loaded too. And, we don't take anybody lightly in the LVC, and we think it's going to be a really difficult year for everybody in the LVC. And then our out of conference game is Mason, who's a top team in Division III and has been in the semifinals for the last couple of years. So, we don't shy away from playing anybody, and we like to get everybody's best shot.
Yeah. All right. Well, Well, of course, and then of course this week, of course, getting ready for Waterford Mott. What's that going to be like? Playing at the Zenith, at the Prep Kickoff Classic, and all that, and yeah.
We've played here at Western at the Wayne State for the first opening game a couple times, so they've got some experience doing that. But it's always a good one. That is one of the best events outside the state championships. Maybe some of the best events to participate in high school football in Michigan. So we're excited to be a part of it. And Waterford Mott is legit. They've got athletes everywhere. They're well coached. They're tough, and they're going to be a major challenge for us.
All right. Well, Kory, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck to the Warriors this season.
Appreciate it, Casey. Thanks for having me, man.